Good morning. On behalf of the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education and our State Director, Dr. Marcy Mack, welcome to our virtual Oklahoma Education and Industry Partnership Professional Development Series. I'm Karen Talbot, and I'm a Regional Coordinator at the Department of CareerTech. As a Regional Coordinator, we serve as liaisons between the state agency and school administrators across the state. At this time, I would like to introduce our OEIP team. And if they will wave so you guys can see who they are, or also say hi, that way they come to your screen. So first is Gina Hubbard, our Education Partnerships and Customized Services Division Manager. Then we have Kara Pattison, Whitney Blaylock, Delbo Leach, and Patrick Clanning. And earlier, I did see that we had also with us from our regional coordinator team, Lori Loffer and Justin Seiler. And if I missed anyone else, please wave and we'll get you acknowledged. All right, if this is your first OEIP experience, we welcome you. We have offered virtual OEIP sessions packed into 1 hour monthly time slots for the first time throughout the 2021 school year. This is our 7th monthly OEIP for the year, and we hope that you guys and all of those who joined us previously have enjoyed it as much as we have. This link that we're going to paste in the chat, this contains some recordings of our past sessions, including the sessions from our summer 2020 event last summer that we did when we switched because of COVID. Our goal is to provide insight for educators to better understand what industry needs are in Oklahoma and help play a part in preparing students to develop a career pathway towards personal success. And speaking of students, I see we had some joining us today. I saw Latta Schools and I saw Cordell. I know that it's kind of a different time frame with some of you, but if you have classes that are watching, if you could please put the name of the class and your teacher's name in your school, we would sure like to give you a shout out in the chat and welcome you to OEIP. And much like Gina said, I see a lot of familiar names and faces from our BMITE teacher friends. So if we'll put that in the chat for us. Excellent. Welch, Western Tech, Atoka, very good. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Before introducing our presenters today, we would like to say a huge thank you to our sponsors that have supported the OEIP effort this year. These sponsors are now listed on your screen and include Tech Labs, Business Professionals of America, Dell Technologies, the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission, CyberPatriot, the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, and the Oklahoma Business Roundtable. 2 registered participants today will be selected as our lucky winners of 2 $50 gift cards brought to you by our sponsors. Now, let's get started with today's OEIP. We have a full and exciting lineup for you. Today, we will begin with an overview of the Business Marketing and Information Technology Education Division that provides great customer service and resources to our CareerTech BMITE programs and is a great partner for this session and throughout the year. After setting the stage, we will hear from Dell Technology representatives. Carrie DeMuth, BMITE Manager, Program Manager, was a classroom teacher for over 19 years, and she has been with the CareerTech agency for over 15. Please welcome my colleague and friend, Carrie DeMuth.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to today's activity. I think you're in for a real great experience, and I am sharing my screen right now. That might be easier to kind of provide some illustration and give you a little context of what the BMITE division is and what we do and how we're connected to industry. First of all, I'd just like to introduce you to my team. So we have 3 program specialists. We have Kathy McNabb and Christy Lofton. Our 3rd program specialist position is open, but we've actually filled it, and he will be on board with us next week. We're looking forward to him joining us in a month. And Paxton Cavin, she is the Business Professionals of America and DECA State Advisor. And Pam Porter is our administrative assistant. A little bit about our programs. We have 280 middle school and high school programs and 149 technology center programs with over 132,000 students enrolled in these programs. And we have a 92 to 99% positive placement rate. And what that means is that students that complete our programs are going on to continuing their education, or they're being placed in an employment position that is related to their training, or they're going into the military. And then for our 2 student organizations, we have 7,000 students enrolled in BPA and DECA. So what do we do? So our main function, our main responsibility is supporting teachers, and that takes a lot of different forms. It's whatever we can do to best support them so that they and their students are successful. And one of those ways is we develop and maintain the statewide instructional framework. And we're responsible for 4 career cluster areas, and that includes business management, finance, information technology, and marketing. And I should note here that while we are responsible for the IT cluster area, you need to understand that IT is infused in every career cluster, and it's in every one of our program areas. So it's important to stay up to date with IT in all of our areas, not just the IT cluster. We help develop the program competencies and align appropriate industry certifications to those programs. And we assist with program quality and aligning those to our CareerTech education standards, and help schools in program planning and developing those goals that will help establish continuous improvement for their programs. And then training and development is a key component as well, as something that we take very seriously. And you'll notice on this slide that we have a screenshot of our Teacher Academy training day too. We offer a BMITE Teacher Academy to all of our new CareerTech instructors coming in, and they spend a few days with us during the summer and then throughout the year. And the purpose of this is just to help them, provide them with guidance and resources for them to have a successful program and a successful year. And then training, the training that we do a lot of other different training opportunities besides the Teacher Academy, but that was just the one I illustrated here for you on this screen. But we also provide a lot of on-site support for instructors, especially new teachers, making sure that they get their year started okay. And then we also support program funding and technology grants as well. So how do we connect with industry? Industry connections are key to student success. We understand that, and our industry partnerships are one of the strongest components of a successful CareerTech program. It's what keeps our programs relevant. So we think this is one of our strongest areas of education that we're really proud of, are the connections that we have with industry. It's important that we use their expertise to help us validate our training programs, because it's critical that our students are being trained with the skill sets that are needed in the workforce today. Professional development is another area where we really rely on our industry partners. And you'll see from this slide, there are a lot of different pictures that were taken, and all of these are from our industry partners that were training our teachers in different areas. So, IT is such a fluid area, and it's so hard to keep up to date. So having those industry partner connections come in and do this training is really critical for our teachers so that they can stay up to date and their programs remain relevant. Work-based learning opportunities is another key area where we need to partner. So this is where students can actually take what they've learned in the classroom, what skill sets they have, and apply those in a real world situation, a workforce situation. And so they get to practice those skills and make those connections with industry. And it comes in different formats. Probably one of the most common ways that work-based learning is applied in our classrooms is through live work projects. There are a lot of projects that students work on with different business and industries and individuals where they are getting the opportunity to apply their skills to this project. Other ways include job shadowing and internship opportunities. Another area where every instructor gets to connect with industry is through their local advisory committees. Each program has an advisory committee where it is comprised primarily of business and industry representatives, and they're looking for those representatives that have the expertise in the areas where they are training, whatever their training program is. And it's not just having those regular meetings with their advisory committees, it's actually developing those ongoing connections with industry representatives that continue to support and provide input and guidance in their programs. And that includes for their student organizations as well. But this is a key component when you look at a successful program, that they are having these industry connections that are supporting what they're doing in their classrooms. And then of course, BPA and DECA activities are strongly reliant on that support from business and industry. We have a lot of connections. Without that connection with those, certainly in our state competitions and our state conferences, we could not pull those off without the help of business and industry. And you're going to get an actual example of that later on in this presentation of how Dell and others have supported our BPA activities. But they not only do they support financially, they develop tests, they provide on-site support, and they actually conduct the tests themselves. They judge for us. They provide leadership opportunities and activities. There's just so many ways that they connect with us that we really rely on that input. And another more recent example of a connection that we've had with industry that has really had a major impact on our statewide instructional framework is what we call industry futuring panels. And you can think of those like think tanks. So we worked with a national educational consortium, contracted with them to come in and facilitate these panels for us. And we identified key industry leaders within the business management, marketing, and finance industries and asked them what are some trends that are coming down and what are the skill sets that are needed to fulfill these new trends that are happening in these industries. They provided some really wonderful input that we were able to utilize. So let me just say that the purpose of having these futuring panels was to make sure that our programs are remaining relevant for the Oklahoma workforce. And so this consortium group took the input from these panels, and they combined that with Oklahoma workforce data and put together a comprehensive report for us that we then have taken back, and we are starting to apply that to making changes in our framework. So some of the things that we've done as a result of this has been we've changed existing courses and competencies that we had in place. We've added new courses. We've changed our existing program structures. We have added new programs and occupational outcomes. And this is an activity that we will continue to be able to draw from this resource. Just an example of how we absolutely need those connections that industry provides and that expertise that allows us to make our programs relevant. So I just want to say we appreciate all of our industry partners, but we want to give a special thank you today to the CyberPatriot program through AFA and Dell for not only supporting our programs throughout the year, but especially today and partnering with us on this activity and providing this great opportunity for our students to get this industry connection. This is just another opportunity for them to get that. And one of the other potential benefits from this activity today is that our teachers may be able to take this activity and apply it towards individual students' ICAP experiences on the work-based side. So that's a new requirement that the state of Oklahoma has for all students, that they have to complete this ICAP experience. And so this activity could potentially count towards those activities. So thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing with us today. And I hope you all enjoy this presentation today.
Thank you very much, Carrie. And again, Carrie's did a great job of setting the groundwork on some of the things that the BMITE division and those programs are doing in the state. And again, we very much appreciate those partnerships. To talk about our first partnership, we're going to show a short video from Dell Technology Centers and why they are here in Oklahoma City. And then we'll get started with some of our introductions.
We are here, in the heart of a city on the rise, a city we call home. Dell is proud to be in Oklahoma City, not just with our products and technology, but with our people. We've built a diverse culture that mirrors our city, a culture that takes care of one another, values health, and improves lives. As a top workplace in Oklahoma, we are powering the possible by putting our people and technology to work. Our employees volunteer their time and resources to support local causes that truly make a difference across Oklahoma City and beyond. Empowering our inner city youth in partnership with the Urban League. Closing the learning gap by providing students access to our technology and expertise. Joining Ronald McDonald House Charities in their fight against pediatric cancer and other childhood illnesses. Serving families by providing comfort and housing when their children need them most. We give back because these are our neighbors, and this is our community. We're the first businesses on the Oklahoma River. We joined our customers in the renaissance of this great city. And for us, the reward is partnering with amazing customers who make a real impact on our great state. Our customers make headlines and inform our people. Oklahomans rely on dependable journalists and print and broadcast for breaking news, current events, and staying safe during severe weather. Our customers build our state. Architecture and engineering firms inspire with design, reinvigorating our most iconic landmarks. Our customers protect our residents, using technology to better serve our communities. Our customers innovate and sustain our future, expanding Oklahoma's renewable energy production, maintaining the grid, and seeking new opportunities for a bright energy future. And we do our part. Dell OKC is one of the first businesses in Oklahoma to power its campus with 100% wind energy. One of many ways we put technology to work for the environment. Dell Oklahoma City impacts the state through local job creation, charitable giving, and an economic impact of billions of dollars to the local economy. We provide world-class technology solutions for our customers and our communities so they can grow and thrive. This is a city of innovation that reflects Dell's commitment to building a legacy of good. And that's why we are here.
That was a great video to introduce Dell Technologies into the Oklahoma City area. And again, it was interesting to see how much that it's changed since that time. So now Ernesto Garcia from Round Rock, Texas will give us an overview of Dell Technology Centers. And then Lynae Greely, a senior manager for client and data center services, will talk about how life at the Oklahoma City facility has changed since COVID. And she's also going to talk to us about the hiring and onboarding process and talk a little bit about what skills that Dell is looking for. So let's kick it off to Ernesto, followed by Lynae.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Karen. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I had a little bit of trouble with audio when I joined, but cool. So yeah, hey, first off, thanks for letting me be here. Appreciate the invite, Karen. This definitely means a lot to myself and my team members. Just a quick introduction from me. I'm the director of North America Compute and Operating System Support. So a lot of my folks are actually in Oklahoma City, right? I was actually, the video that was playing, I hadn't seen that video before. And some of my team members are in that video, so it did put a smile on my face. But there were some very interesting things that I want to point out in that video that I think some folks may not be aware of, right? When you think of Dell Technologies, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And for some of you, depending on your age, may think, hey, maybe it's the Dell dude, right? Or for some folks, it may be that amazing Dell laptop you had when you needed it, or maybe not so amazing, depending on your experience, right? We've definitely seen an array of things, but there's so much more to the company today than it was yesterday. I mean, we have a sales force in Dell Technologies of around 43,000 folks, and then along with that, there's a service and support area that's 35,000 folks strong, right? And that's from end to end. It's folks in finance, it's folks in marketing, it's folks in technology. We have legal aspects of it. If you're into that, there's a whole army of folks that are sitting here trying to make Dell Technologies an essential infrastructure company for companies that are looking to build for the digital future. So that's really the core component of what we're trying to do, right? How do we enable our customers to have a digital future, right? And I think this last year has proven to push us in that direction, a lot faster. Now, when I say infrastructure, essential infrastructure, like I got to kind of break that up a little bit, right? I think that sounds like a lot of industry jargon, but one thing I noticed from that video that you played there was that moment where there was a police car that opened up his little laptop in the vehicle, right? And I thought that was really interesting because that's kind of our old business of just that laptop support that we have, and our new business of getting to the edge, right? And when I say edge, I mean that police car is tied back into some type of network in the background, right? So what we'd love to see in the future is that end-to-end solution for our customers, right? Police being one of that, where metropolitan is kind of where I would want to say making smart cities, those kind of things. So it was a really good example because we want to own and provide the solution from that laptop to the cell phone tower, right? We're talking 5G here. Like we're going to have Dell infrastructure within those towers, and then beyond, right? Back to the data centers, back where that thing's being computed in the background, and leveraging data to really help the world, right? And I think one good example I've heard of this, there's a city in the U.S. that's leveraging 5G for some of their city vehicles, right? It goes and it just takes pictures, just like the Google car takes pictures of everything. It takes pictures all day long of sidewalks, of stop signs, of all the critical infrastructure for a city. And after a while, it becomes smart enough to detect, where the sidewalks are messing up, where the stop signs are missing, like those things that used to take somebody calling in to report or taking city workers to go and inspect, right? The cities are getting smarter. So it takes a lot of folks to make that happen. So the opportunities are just completely endless as I can see them. Now I can tell you just a quick tidbit about my career here at Dell before I passed the mic. I started at Dell 11 years ago, and I was literally answering the phones when I started, which was I was in a 2-year technology program at a local school here in Austin, and Dell Technologies, a very similar program to what you see here, came in and started talking to us, and they were like, hey, you know what, you should apply. And I did, and I was answering phones at the beginning 11 years ago, and I think I've had 8 positions since then, and now they're allowing me to make an impression on a product that we support globally that generates billions of dollars. And just being a part of this it's been amazing. It's been humbling, and I just want I've experienced some just great success with it. And I love it dearly, and if I can get other folks excited about the technology, excited about the future, happy to do so, and hopefully just continue to grow. But that's my piece right there, Carrie. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynae?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I think I'll start with Ernesto's lead in on kind of what we're looking for at Dell. I mean, he talked about starting off on the phones, and in pro support, which is my group, that's what we're looking for. It's entry level. We bring folks in, they come in, you're taking calls, answering those phones. We also take chats, but everybody's trained for the phones. And, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a computer company. You've got to be, really computer, technology oriented. We're looking for people who have the technical aptitude and logical thought processes. It's customer service that we really need. We can teach you the technical things. We can teach you how to use our tools and things like that, but we can't teach folks to care. So somebody who's got really good communication skills and soft skills are really what we're looking for. And within the last year, things have gotten very different. We were talking earlier about the new normal. A little over a year ago, we're told everybody needs to go home and work from home for about 2 weeks. That was what we were initially told. About 2 weeks we were going home. Well, it's been over a year. And, there were a lot of people that said, tech support people, they can't work from home. They're not going to be productive. And we've proven that we can be. So there were some bumps. There were a lot of bumps, making sure that people had infrastructure in their homes and could take the calls. So everybody's equipped with, 2 monitors and their laptop, docking station, all that kind of fun stuff. And then we got to the point where, oh my gosh, we had classes going on. We had new hire classes that were going. We've never done a virtual new hire, so we sent those folks were home. And again, there were some bumps, but we worked through it. And just in January, we started hiring again. And we've been doing all of our classes remotely. Everything is virtual. Staying connected is difficult. So we do that through Zooms like we're doing now, and then using Microsoft Teams to keep everybody connected. And then one of the things that a lot of the folks said was, we need that connection. We need that everyday connection. So we have team huddles, and they'll have like Zoom lunches and things like that, where people can go and just get in and talk and, maybe kind of not think about work for a minute or two. And we do a lot with winning culture, trying to keep everybody engaged. So that's been one of the good things that's come from this, with all the changes with COVID.
Thank you very much. I think they really gave us a better picture about Dell, because very much like myself, when I thought of Dell Technology Centers, Oklahoma City, I thought of that building on the way to the airport. And
Yes.
Again, those folks have not been in that building, but they've still continued to do the things that they needed to do. They still have, you still hired folks between that time. You still did onboarding processes with them at that time.
Definitely. It's very different doing everything virtually, and for individuals that are interviewing, it's different too, because you're doing it virtually over Zoom. So that's a different type of thing, but we've worked that out too. So things are much more smooth now.
Very good. Thank you both for talking to us and again, giving us a better picture and talking to us about how our BMITE careers and the things that you're looking for. At this time, we're going to kind of make a little bit of a transition and show a CareerTech video that was produced by our media specialists. And again, it highlights the great partnership between BMITE students and Dell.
When Dell Technologies opened in Oklahoma City in 2005,
we're official, we're Dell Oklahoma City.
It was with great fanfare. Former Oklahoma Governor Brad Henry.
I've always said the economy of the future, which I think is here, is a knowledge-based economy. It's an education-driven economy, and we need those higher-paying, high-tech jobs in Oklahoma.
In the years since, Dell continues to grow, powered by a customer-based workforce. Edward Graves joined Dell in 2014.
I got here after I attended Francis Tuttle Technology Center network technology class. It was actually an on-site visit from Dell
where Graves met his future manager and within weeks was offered a job.
While I was at Francis Tuttle, I got involved with the GPA program, and I actually made it to Nationals and took second in networking. And it was while I was at Nationals that I got the offer to come work for Dell.
An opportunity that turned out to be much more than just a job.
This is the first time I've really considered this an actual career move. Everything else before that was just been a job, moving from place to place. This is something that I could focus on and build myself up. And this is a place where I see a future rather than just, a day-to-day. Technical skills have been great. Interactions, people have been amazing. So it's definitely improved my life a lot.
Dell actively looks for students at a number of technology centers, helping students develop skills in the classroom and through their student organization contests.
Dell is amazing. They help us with our conferences. We absolutely love them.
Paxton Cavin is the state advisor for Business Professionals of America.
Dell helps us with about 6 conferences. They've been helping Oklahoma for a few years now and are helping nationals as well. And they have started testing out virtual competitions. They started that last year where the students can log in and do modules. And so this year it worked out really well where our students were able to test virtually.
Helping students grow professionally. Dell Technologies' Wes Smith designs and judges BPA contests.
It's really cool to see the students go in there with everything that they've been working on for the year and really apply the knowledge that they've gained throughout the year in their school.
Skills that range from the technical to teamwork.
Some of the things that I've seen that really stand out about those individuals are they have a skill set, the knowledge that they need for one, but they also seem to have a skill set that we don't see out of some of our adults that come in fresh out of the street that haven't been to a CareerTech, and that's an actual work ethic. They understand that I have to be here on time, I have to be here from this time to this time.
Industry and education working together to create the skilled workforce that will drive Oklahoma's future.
That was a great video. As a co-curricular organization, Business Professionals of America develops and empowers student leaders to discover their passion and change the world by creating unmatched opportunities in learning, professional growth, and service. Another BMITE partnership is with the CyberPatriot program. CyberPatriot is the National Youth Cyber Education Program created by the Air Force Association to inspire K-12 students towards careers in cybersecurity or other science, technology, engineering, and math disciplines critical to our nation's future. We have added the link for CyberPatriot in the chat, and here is also a short video to highlight this great program.
Welcome to Cyber Center, the worldwide leader in all things cyber. I'm your host, Tony Cyber. Today we are checking in with the CyberPatriot competition happening all across the country and around the world. We'll be talking to some of the teams that have been competing in the United States as they continue their quest to qualify for the national finals. We'll also be hopping across the pond to check in with Cyber Centurion to see how the United Kingdom's national finals are going. A lot of you may be asking, what is CyberPatriot? Who started it? And what does it set out to do? CyberPatriot is a competition started in the United States by the Air Force Association, or AFA, in 2009 to address a critical need. The simple idea was to create a program that would draw more young men and women to careers in cybersecurity, as well as STEM fields, in order to meet the demands of an increasingly technical workforce. The program was originally created as a year-to-year program in which high schoolers competed to see who best could harden a computer against cyber attacks. CyberPatriot was such a success that by 2013, the competition had expanded to include middle schoolers. In 2014, the AFA Cyber Camp was created. The camp has drawn over 25,000 students to the summer program over the past 6 years. CyberPatriot's success did not stop at our borders. In 2014, with the help of Northrop Grumman in Europe, Cyber Centurion was established in the United Kingdom, followed by Cyber Arabia in Saudi Arabia in 2015. And finally, Cyber Taipan in 2018, bringing CyberPatriot's mission to Australia. Today, we have a slate of teams competing across the country. Let's check in with a few of them to see what students, coaches, and mentors have to say about their experience participating in CyberPatriot. First up, we're heading to San Antonio, Texas, and talking with Francisco Rodriguez as his team gears up to compete today. Welcome, Francisco. Tell me a little bit about what the competition is like and what you get out of it.
So CyberPatriot has really put us into a fast-paced, high-stake, and pretty realistic simulation of what cyber really means, and it's led us to grow our knowledge, to grow our skills, and not only our hard skills, but also our soft skills, communication-wise, and planning and contributions to the team.
That's great. I'm glad you are getting so much out of participating in CyberPatriot. Good luck with the rest of your competition.
Thank you.
As you know, thousands of kids compete across the country and around the globe in CyberPatriot. But they get a lot of support from coaches, mentors, and parents who devote their time and energy to making a difference in these kids' lives. On the line with me now, we have Christina, a proud mom whose son is competing today in California, and Brian Hernandez, a mentor to one of the teams participating in the same event. Thank you for being here today. Christina, what are the best changes you've noticed in your son since he joined CyberPatriot?
Well, my son has been participating in CyberPatriot for about 3 years, and it's been a wonderful program. He's learned so much about cybersecurity, networking, but more importantly, he's learned how to work as part of a team. I think that his leadership skills have really improved since he's joined the program. He's also really enjoyed meeting other young people with a similar interest. And so the program really has been just wonderful.
That does sound wonderful. Brian, can you tell me why kids find CyberPatriot to be so appealing?
I think it's attractive to students because it's like their first step into cybersecurity. So a lot of times most schools, high schools, middle schools, they don't really have a cybersecurity class. So here they can play with things that they've never thought they could before. They can use Windows. Linux is over. When we use Linux here, it's the first time most students touch it. And Cisco is completely new to most of our students as well. So I think it brings something new to them, which they really enjoy.
That exposure is definitely priceless. Thank you both for being with me today. As we mentioned earlier, CyberPatriot is not exclusive to the United States. Today we are going live to Cyber Centurion in the United Kingdom, where they are in the middle of their national finals. I've got Natia and her teammate Ella with me on a break from the competition. Natia, what's it like competing in the finals?
The final is definitely the best part of the whole experience because you kind of fully understand the hardships and struggles, and you see where you are now, and the whole progress and development from the very first round to now is just incredible. And you're always learning something new at Cyber Centurion. So even in the final, there's so much more things to know and learn and experience as well.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Get back to it and good luck. And finally, to close out our program today, I have Diane Miller from Northrop Grumman, who has been working with CyberPatriot from its earliest days. Diane, how do you feel about the expansion of CyberPatriot outside of the United States?
We're passionate about bringing our capabilities in the communities where we live and work. So we're so happy to be here in the UK and everywhere we are globally.
That passion really shows in the success we see in these competitions. Thank you for speaking with me today, and thanks so much for all the teams, students, mentors, and parents that took the time to speak with us today. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all the sponsors that make CyberPatriot possible. And finally, if you want to join a team, start a team, support a team, or just learn more about CyberPatriot, go to www.uscyberpatriot.org for all the information you need. Before we sign off, we would like to congratulate all the CyberPatriot teams who competed in the first ever virtual national finals. Great work and well done. That's it for us on Cyber Center. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay cyber safe and have cyber fun.
To play right into the end of that video, we are very proud to report that 2 Oklahoma teams competed in not CyberPatriot, but in the StellarXplorers program recently, and that was the Francis Tuttle Purple Ducks and the Edmond North High School Pathfinders. And we are certainly proud of both of those teams, and the Francis Tuttle team brought home 2nd place in the nation. So we're super excited for that group as well. So let's introduce our next set of speakers. Jeff James, the Air Force Association, Chapter 215. He will talk to us about the Air Force Association and the StellarXplorers, CyberPatriot, and STARBASE Oklahoma. And then we have William Eads. He is the technical expert with the Center of Excellence at Hitachi Vantara. And he will talk a little bit about his background and how he became working with BPA and CyberPatriot. We have Charles Lester. He's a manager with the technical support networking with Dell, and he's going to talk about his background as well as some partnerships with Metro Tech and Langston University. And then we will end the show with Dustin, and Dustin Ford is an instructor at Central Technology Center, and he's going to again talk about his background, his program, and give us a teacher's perspective of CyberPatriot. So we'll get started with Mr. Jeff.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks for allowing me to be here to kind of discuss our STEM programs that we have within the Air Force Association. Air Force Association is a nonprofit organization, and one of the first things is our mission is to promote a strong U.S. Air Force and Space Force. That's our #1 priority. Our organization is primarily made up of retirees like myself. I did 28 years, retired in California, came back to Oklahoma City. It was a little bit cheaper to live than to stay out in the West Coast. But I've been involved with the AFA now for almost 20 years. I took over managing our STEM programs within Oklahoma for about the last 5 to 6 years now. And I can't tell you how much fun it's been. Our partnership with CareerTech is what has really taken off for AFA here locally. It's been able to get CyberPatriot, StellarXplorer into many more schools and districts throughout the state. And we're very thankful for everything that the CareerTech folks have brought to the table for us. We've been doing this now in Oklahoma for about 13 years, and we've been very successful. Dustin was in the finals last year for that first virtual competition. I think it was a little rough last year. We had a big gap in how we were going to tackle the COVID and trying to conduct the finals. But between Dustin, Will, and even Lester, they've been instrumental in helping CyberPatriot take off in CareerTech and what we do across the state of Oklahoma. CyberPatriot is down into the elementary schools now. We have programs that elementary school teachers can sign up online at our website and get information sent to them to participate. The competition is really surrounded to the middle and high school. I know we showed you a lot of the ROTC folks, the junior ROTC folks in the video, but that is an all services division we have within the competition, as well as an open class, and then we have the middle school competition. We had over 6,700 teams competing in CyberPatriot. We talk about the folks in Saudi Arabia now, and we have the folks in England, and we have the folks in Australia. This year, we also have now a new competition starting up in Japan. So we're starting to get a lot more international interest in participating in this program. And I know we're still working at looking at how they would do some type of international competition. So that's more to follow. We are very happy again to continue to push out these programs to as many youth throughout the state as possible. One thing I like to always remind folks is that these programs can be absolutely free. You know, CareerTech has taken it a step further. they have gotten all our programs on your website. So you have all the curriculum that can be used in your classroom. Then they took it an extra step further and made it Oklahoma Promise credits available. So this can also be taught in lieu of other classes. So both of these programs are happy to be where we're at in the state of Oklahoma, and we are kind of setting a standard across the country for AFA with what CareerTech has offered us. The other program I'll briefly talk about is StellarXplorers, which is a space-based program. We're teaching high school students what does it take to get a rocket ship into space. We're talking payload, we're talking about fuel consumption, orbiting, doing a mission plan, and bringing it safely back to the United States. And our two teams that were in competition this year in a 10-team finals that started out with over, 211 teams and whittled it down to 10 for the finals. To have two teams in the state of Oklahoma was big bragging rights for us, and we definitely are showing a lot of the other AFA captains what Oklahoma is doing right. And the competition with the top 5 teams were all within 1 to 2 points of each other. So it was a very tight competition. But hats off to the folks at Francis Tuttle and Charles there. Charles Hitachi did a wonderful job in getting his students prepared and competing and coming out in second place. And then the other program that we are not necessarily responsible for is STARBASE, which is also, it's a DoD program, so it's sponsored by the Department of Defense, but they are limited on their funding. So we have a unique partnership with the local Oklahoma chapter of STARBASE, and we provide them funds every year to help do things that they can't use the other money from the government for. But they're an elementary STEM-based program helping 5th to 8th grade in students explore STEM. And it's geared toward the underrepresented students that are either disadvantaged, maybe have a low academic performance or disability. But they're helping these young people achieve goals and set and helping them achieve them, I should say. So we work very closely with them as much as we can to help them support their mission. It kind of works well with our STEM stuff. So I think between Dustin and Will and Lester, they're going to offer you a little bit more professional stuff on the teaching of these programs, because they're the guys that really gut it out with me week in and week out when we start training, say September through December. And they're there every weekend helping these young people get ready for that workforce development. So with that, I'll turn it over to the, I guess, Will, you're next.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Just a quick little intro about myself. So my name is Will Eads, and I'm a technical expert with the Center of Excellence at Hitachi Vantara. And I will say I actually grew up or matured, if you will, through Dell Technologies. Through my time with them, I worked in technical support for enterprise storage and networking, as well as being able to have the pleasure of becoming a technical trainer for them, where I got to essentially train up the next generation of advanced troubleshooters and problem solvers, if you will. So when I was a young child, I remember at one point in my life, I actually got a new toy. I believe it actually was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy at the time. And much like most people who get something cool and flashy, you love to show it off. You love to talk to people about it. You want them to be as excited in that toy as you are. This is just common nature for being a person. I encourage everyone to hold within themselves that same passion about anything and everything that they're all about. Reasons like this is why I've been so excited to work with programs like CyberPatriot and Business Professionals America and US First Robotics. These programs came to Dell Technologies at the time and asked if they can get our world-class expertise in helping to assist in either running competitions, creating content, or otherwise just furthering the mission of STEM. And with that, I've had the passion of really engaging and putting forth a lot of my own effort and time into improving them the best I can, because I am extremely passionate about technology. You just ask Jeff about networking. I can't be quiet about it enough, right? So through through, in this case, through Dell Technologies engagement and me, I guess, being in the right place at the right time, I've had the capability of expanding my horizons to understand more than just the content itself, and also how's the best way to present it. How do you take this and reach it into somebody else who has a desire to learn but maybe doesn't learn the same way? These challenges help increase your horizon to the industry and how you can express it and tackle difficult problems. So I've got to get a lot of kudos to Dell Technologies because they've given me the opportunity to truly express my passion at a state and even a national level. So I would highly encourage anybody who's going through the programs, or even if you've been in your field for a while, seek opportunities to express that passion through organizations like BPA and CyberPatriot. And this is one of the things I really love about Oklahoma CareerTech is that they have more than enough opportunities for individuals to essentially continue their education by giving back to the community.
Very well done, Will. Thank you. Charles?
I'm sorry, I was double muted there. Hi, my name is Charles Lester, and I'm a manager here for the networking department here at Dell Technologies. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a program that we've started that is going to be working directly with a couple of schools in Oklahoma. But first, I want to say thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the partnership that CareerTech has had with Dell Technologies. I started back into my technical career going through the program at Francis Tuttle, and the instructors there pushed me to continue to get my education and go through and get a college degree. And I don't think that I would have pushed that far without the help of the instructors. So what you guys do is vitally important to the community, and I think to Dell Technologies. That's what inspired me to try to come back and work with different students at the CareerTechs to make sure that they understand what the opportunities out there are, and to try to encourage them to go after what they want. One of the new programs that we are going to be working with is actually creating a curriculum that's going to be a 12-week long curriculum, and it's going to talk about different things that would help students to take that first step in their career. I always say that this is a career, it's not a job. The opportunities are limitless through different technologies. And I would like to talk a little bit about some of the attributes that we're looking for. I know that Lynae touched on that a little bit earlier, and it's really good, strong communication skills. Like she said before, the technical we can help you with, but that ability to be able to communicate and to communicate across multiple teams is vitally important. Not only communicating with your external customer that you might be working with, trying to help solve their problems, but also internal customers that, not everybody is going to know everything about every specific technology. In our technologies, we touch a wide variety of different technologies. So when we're on the phones or, dealing with customers face to face, we might have to reach across the aisle and talk with another group. And it is very important for us to be able to communicate to those people in a very crisp, precise way, gain the trust of the customer, gain the trust of the person that we're dealing with across those communication lines, and be able to do that in a timely manner. So it's vitally important that you have good, strong communication skills and be able to form those relationships very quickly and gain that trust. Leadership is huge with us. Also, teamwork, collaboration, analytical problem solving, and a very professional demeanor. Those are some of the things that we're going to be teaching. Also, it's going to go into some things like client foundation. Let me see here. I've got a list of all of these different classes that we're going to be going through. Developing a customer experience mindset, addressing customers' expectations, handling escalations, professional written skills, and all of these different courses that I'm talking about, or classes that I'm talking about, are going to be backed by Dell professionals throughout this 12-month curriculum that we're doing. And hopefully what this is going to do is inspire them to even take it to the next level, go in and further their education, get a 2-year or a 4-year degree. But again, with the partnership that we've had with the CareerTech, we have had nothing but great experiences, wonderful people that have come and joined our team. We want to continue that relationship, and hopefully after this COVID thing settles down a little bit, we could start coming back on site, talking directly with the students, interacting with them, answering their questions directly, and maybe even, get some of the tours going again, where we have the actual schools come on site, see what we do on a daily basis, let them interact with our employees, and also maybe see what a data center looks like in our test lab that we have on site. I want to thank you again for that opportunity, and this opportunity to be able to speak with you today. And that's all I've got.
Thank you very much. Dustin?
Thank you.
All right, so I want to try to keep it a little short. So my name's Dustin Ford. I'm an instructor over at Central Technology Center. This is completing my 9th year of teaching here at Central Tech. I was a student in this exact same program that I get to teach now, and going through this program as an all-day adult, it gave me the things that I needed to be able to go straight on to industry. So when I was finishing up the program, I got an OJT in April, going straight to industry, making $13 an hour, which was, huge, because back then my pay was $565 at Walmart working nights. So it was a huge benefit CareerTech gave me. I spent 5 years in industry. During those 5 years, I got to dabble around with networking, system administration, cybersecurity, computer repair. I did it all. I was a jack of all trades and a master of none. But after 5 years in industry, I was fortunate enough to be able to come back as a teacher, which never in the wildest dreams did I ever think I was going to be a teacher. And so now I get to teach alongside my teacher. So we have a 2-teacher program, network security and administration. It's a 2-year program. During that program, we have the concept of build it, connect it, protect it. I'm going to share my screen out really quick so I can show you guys some stuff really quick. Share. And then hopefully it's going the way I want it to go. All right, so during the build it portion, we're really focused on A+, the hardware and software side. So we're looking at hardware identification, hardware replacement, troubleshooting, software installation, troubleshooting, trying to do all those particular things. We also go into a portion of connected, which we get to where now we're going to learn how to build a small network between two small computers, or we're going to go to a massive scale and have 30 different computers at multiple locations. A lot of stuff goes hand in hand with we do use a lot with Cisco packet tracer. Um, it's an amazing deal. Uh, then our next part that we do is to protect it, and that's where we get into cybersecurity. We're going to work really hard on Windows administration, Linux administration, uh, try to find vulnerabilities, secure those vulnerabilities. Uh, it it's a lot of stuff. We especially when we get into our server administration, we get to connect up 4 different servers at one time, have 5 different clients hooked up to them, and then it can grow. They get to do all of that stuff while they're in the class. Each one of our courses that we end up going towards leads towards these certifications. Our 4 MTAs, which unfortunately these are retiring at the end of the year, but they're also going to get picked back up again by Certiport and be rebranded. And then we also, the students after coming through our program are eligible for the A+, Linux Plus, Net Plus, Security Plus, and the CCNA with additional things on training on top of that. So all of our stuff is going to get a really good foundation of that. That's how our coursework is lined out. We also participate in an extracurricular activity, which we call CyberPatriot. Work a lot with Jeffrey James and Will. Those guys are superstars. This is a particular picture from one of our teams when we went to nationals, and I'm showing you this concept because when we went to nationals, it was something that we didn't have any experience with, and so the setup of the 5 computers around with the TV, the students weren't expecting that particular layout. It was very different from our classroom. And one of the things that we had found out that works out really well is when you put the students in the same environment that they're expecting to go towards, they excel so much better at it. And that's one of the things I think that CareerTech does an amazing job at. And we tried to mimic that also. So this particular picture is in our classroom, and we have set up we call it our CyberPatriot pod. And this is where we do a lot of our extracurricular training activities, so that when we try to get to nationals, they are very comfortable with that particular layout. So this is the one that we have in our classroom. This is another one that we have inside our lab. Normally when we have 2 teams competing, we like to separate them out, but it helps them not be afraid of being in that environment instead of just sitting at the 4 desks in a row. And it allows them to maximize the resources that they have available. This particular image, I'm just having to throw it in there because we thought it was great, is when we were actually competing in CyberPatriot one year, and we did the Stormtrooper AR code saying that they were under guard, making sure that they were doing everything they were supposed to do during contest. We have went to nationals 4 different times because of the training that we have incorporated in like this through our program, and we're helping out with Francis Tuttle and EOC. All of us are getting together to help push out the extra training to try to get more Oklahoma teams participating in CyberPatriot. One of the things I'd like to highlight about these 4 posters that our interactive multimedia class, they actually did the photo shoot. Their students did the photo shoots, they compiled the pictures, and they put together these posters for us. So it not only helped with team collaboration, it's also working with other departments or classrooms, if you want to put it that way, which it's been an amazing thing for us. And one of the things I would like to push more on that is that CyberPatriot has gamified cybersecurity, which is a very hard category. It's free to register for a team. You don't have to pay until September, and you don't even have to pay then. Actually, you don't have to even pay till like October. But it's an amazing opportunity. You guys should definitely end up signing up for that just to get the practice images that release out during the summer. It's an amazing opportunity. And now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right, so I believe, Miss Karen, we have some other things we have to do.
Yeah, very quickly, we apologize that we went over on time, but I mean, what do we cut out? It was such great stuff. So through these partnerships with Oklahoma CareerTech, these professionals help to make student activities more industry driven and allow students to see the importance of giving back to organizations that help share today's stories. We very much appreciate these partnerships and value their time that they put into the CareerTech system. And again, we loved in the chat how we saw, Mrs. Cleaves, how she had a connection to Will. And again, all of these participants have such a great passion for students, and we very much appreciate that. All right, how can we already be so far and done with our presentation? We'll go ahead and give out the gift card winners. And so we'll have just a few minutes if you can stay with us. So before we wrap up today, we're excited to be able to give 2 gift card drawing winners. And now drum roll. Dustin, take it away.
All right, lucky winner number 1 is one of our Fundamentals of Technology teachers out at Atoka High School. Congratulations to Regina Carr.
Yay!
Congratulations. Our second winner that we have is a business technology instructor out at Western Technology Center, and it is Miss Suzanne Silk.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Great ladies, great winners. All right, congratulations to you both. You'll be receiving your gift card in the mail very soon. Again, we want to give a huge thank you to all of our presenters for a great session today. It was great to decode BMITE partnerships, and we appreciate all the years of experience and the support that you have for CareerTech. Be sure and watch for our OEIP virtual session schedule and registration links on our OEIP website. This link is going to be posted in the chat, and it will have our upcoming virtual events for the summer. And we are super excited that we have some on-site one-day events in the works for this summer. So please make sure that you take a look at that, and information will be coming out about that as well. Something else coming out is the CareerTech's Exploring Career Opportunities in Oklahoma Healthcare. And it's going to feature a great industry panel, and they're going to have a virtual discussion on Thursday, April 29th at 2 p.m. And we've got the registration link in the chat for you as well. Finally, you will receive an email with some additional information about this session. Kara Pattison does a great job with this communication and helping with the chat. Whitney does a great job. Whitney and Kara do a great job with our videos, and Whitney does a wonderful job and helps us with the registration master. And then Zina, Delbo, and Patrick, they've put in links in there for us and shared the partnership slide. And it's just a great partnership. And again, we very much appreciate everyone that has made this such a great session. This does conclude our OEIP session for April 2021. Thank you so much for your participation and support. And we hope you have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you this summer. Thank you.